Isn't that exciting?
No, Mom, he's really alive. Look.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Jesus H. Fuck!
Let's all be best friends.
Oh my God!
Oh,
John, get away from that thing. Get over here, right now.
But, Dad...
Get over here!
Listen to your mother, come here!
Helen, get my gun.
Dad, no! Is it a hugging gun?
Helen, get my gun and call the police!
I'm sorry, Mr. Bennett. I didn't mean to scare anybody. I just wanted John and I to be friends.
What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to Tactical Newbie, the channel where a newbie like me gets into all things tactical. With the funny movie introductions out of the way, per usual, let's get right into today's video. So today's video is going to be part 2 of my low budget loadout review. This segment's going to be for the battle belts. Same thing as the first segment for the low budget loadout review plate carrier edition. This segment's basically going to just give you a brief overview of the 3 battle belts that I have gotten my hands on within the past year, and just kind of a basic review of them, and basic review of the low budget loadouts that also pre-existed this video here. So with all the rambling out of the way, let's get right into the video, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Alright guys, here we go. This is a full review of the 3 belts that I have thus far laid out on my floor. First we're going to take a look at the Yakita battle belt in Multicam black. This is kind of the loadout that I first kind of got my hands on when I first started getting involved in the whole tactical arena or tactical space. All things considered, this belt is overall of a decent make, but by far the least decent quality out of the 3 belts that I have thus far. The magazine pouches are fairly loose. They actually did, at first I was pleasantly surprised with how tight the magazine pouches were until I actually started working with them periodically throughout a couple airsoft matches, and then on top of it with just routine regular training, and I noticed that they tended to loosen up very quickly. Wasn't a huge fan of that, but the retention elastic cords do hold them in pretty well. Taking a look at the back, we do have the dump pouch. Just your standard dump pouch. Like I said, all things considered, the entire run of this loadout was literally trying to save as much money as possible down the line. The next following thing that we have here is the Yakita basically IFAK pouch that I did a makeshift IFAK pouch for. It's basically more a boo-boo kit than anything. Doesn't really have any type of chest seals or any type of extensive IFAK gear or IFAK needed materials. Just for the most part, just band-aids, some gloves, some antiseptic and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Front pouch also has a lot of just standard, like I said, antiseptic as well, and some band-aids. Alright, next thing we got here is just a double stack magazine pouch again, but I kind of retrofitted it a little bit to make use for basically like an admin or utility pouch for like a multi-tool and a flashlight, as well as some bigger items up at the top. For the most part, this is on my dominant right hand, my draw hand, so I wouldn't be utilizing this for carrying any extra magazines, because it would basically have me having to either slot my gun into its holster to grab the magazine, or shift my gun over to the other hand in order to grab whatever magazine, so it would be on that side. But basically, long story short, I just have it as an admin pouch. Down below that, I did have a little clasp that I just kind of threw on for like a secondary drop leg for like a rip away or like a mollied on IFAK mini pouch or something of that nature. I was just kind of throwing stuff on there, to be honest. You know, my first belt, everything looked cool at that point, so, you know, for me, I just, for the more the merrier, just threw it on there, and in reality, it's probably not going to ever really be used for anything of substance, so I'll have to pull it away. Going from there, though, you can see my knife on the back end of my 1911. The knife overall is in a decent quality. Not a huge fan of the handle, though. Handle is made of what feels like a cheap plastic. Also not a huge fan of the sleeve, as you can see me try to slide it back in to a point where I just finally get frustrated and just yeet the damn thing over to the side. But all things considered, Like I said, this is my very first battle belt, so with everything that I kind of added to it, it kind of really was an eye-opening experience for me to really understand what is A, needed, and B, not needed on a belt. But yeah, all things considered, it's a good belt. Retail price for the belt was $207.07 for everything, as I grab that magazine and eat that out of the way too. But like I said, definitely the cheapest quality out of the three, if I were to have to determine quality-wise out of the three belts. Alright, and then now here we go with the fit check of me wearing the Yakita Multicam Black battle belt. You basically can see how the the positioning of everything is on my frame. Don't mind the jelly rolls or the love handles. I do like food, but I am working on it. I'm trying to slim down and get to a slimmer frame, so all things considered, don't judge. We all got our issues. Going down the line with the belt, you can see that me kind of still messing with that knife. Not a huge fan of the knife, all things considered. I do have a little bit of nostalgia pull to that knife just because it's one of the first knives that I bought. But all things considered, it doesn't have much longevity with the pain in the ass of the sheath and the plastic handle. Working my way over to the back left side of my belt to access my dump pouch. Velcro top flap is pretty strong, pretty difficult to actually get open when it's fully pressed and sealed. But yeah, just your standard dump pouch with a full string, nothing too crazy here. One of the biggest things that will lead to what I learned though is with my IFAK, definitely going to go tear away IFAK from here on out. I know the general purpose of the rule for IFAK around the back was so that somebody could take care of you in need and use that gear for service of yourself. But at least with the IFAK tearaway, it has come in handy to be able to tear away and work on myself if need, or keep it at the backside of my belt for somebody else to use on me if ever needed, which likely will not be the case. But yeah, all things considered, just me playing with the 1911 a little bit, showcasing just kind of how everything is staged. But yeah, all things considered, yeah, it's an okay belt.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
But how did he get down to his underwear that fast?
Tom Cruise used a witchcraft on me to get the fire off me!
Alrighty, and here we go into my Ranger Green Dotacty battle belt. Retail price $262.87. I basically consider this my all-purpose use belt. This is paired up with my Redemption Tactical Crusader 2.0 plate carrier. I pretty much run this belt consistently for most of my training and most of my reps with the pistol. All things considered, this is my favorite belt so far. Quality overall of the belt in itself isn't spectacular, but it definitely will do. Taking a look at the magazine pouches, basically I'm running my my SIG pistol mags and then rifle mags up at the top as the SIGs slide out. As you can tell, there is no like plastic retention to keep them from sliding out, just the bungees over the top. To be honest, I am becoming more of a fan of the S-Tac Kiwi style mag pouches. Might end up working my way into those more of a stylized for my more current belts coming thus forward. You will see that similar style of S-Tac on my Multicam belt. Taking a look at the ODINWOLF tactical knife. This is a really well-rounded knife. Huge fan of the sheath, huge fan of how it locks into place no matter which orientation and direction that you slide it into the sheath. Overall, huge fan of the knife. Working our way over to the dump pouch. Again, it's hard to really, sell on. A dump pouch is a dump pouch. It doesn't matter what the manufacturer is. Some of them do have decent bells and whistles that can maybe drop under a pouch or whatever the case may be. But all things considered, this is just your standard pouch with a Velcro flap tab over the top and pull string tension to keep the stuff that you want to put in said pouch from popping out. Does have a couple side pockets as well. That is a nice addition for this pouch compared to the previous one of the Multicam Black. Now working our way over to the basically my IFAK pouch, so to speak. Again, This one is not a tearaway Velcro, not a huge fan of the non-tearaway type of pouches, but this one does do pretty well because it is kind of affixed to kind of the back right side, so it is a little bit easier to access certain items, but I still kind of got to do it on the fly, a little blind out of my kind of right eye. Just kind of showcasing that, just kind of everything that I have there for the IFAK. Working my way over to the SIG to showcase that. Just your standard SIG airsoft pistol. Yep, don't have real steel yet, but I am working on it for sure. Aside from that, working over to the good old faithful glove holder. All things considered, this glove holder I pretty much have staged on all three of my belts. Just nice reliable glove holder. Huge fan of the use and the application of how it sits on the belt, and yeah, all things considered, decent belt, all in all. Just a little showcase here real quick. I do have a magnet also now affixed on the front of my belt. That's good for magnetic items. It is a super strong earth magnet, can hold very heavy things. I just figured it was just a nice kind of addition for any type of magnetic magazine or any type of magnetic item that I just need to temporarily affix to my belt to be able to access it quickly. Alrighty, and here we go, Chub showcasing the second belt. So as the fat boy's kind of working his way around, you can tell that this belt is definitely more sturdy all around. Definitely does stand out and to showcase a little bit more better structure, I guess, so to speak, than the Yakita battle belt, which was a little bit cheaper in range. Yeah, just kind of taking a look at the glove holder and what we got here. Again, is old reliable, have it all three, just the standard glove holder. You can hold the gloves at one of two different positions, either dangling down, or I can kind of affix it upward and use a Velcro strap to kind of strap it to the belt in itself. Then kind of working our way over to the magazine pouches. Again, they do have the elastic tabs on the top to use retention to hold them in. Without that, they do have the propensity to slide out, which does kind of suck. Again, more of a fan of the S-Tac with the plastic sleeves that can kind of hold the retention in from the magazine inside. But all things considered, like I said, I haven't had any real issues yet with magazines popping out, so I will keep them for now for sure. Then kind of working our way. Oh, that's actually, now that I notice it, that's one of the biggest issues with these retention bands is that they are kind of like you do have to have them pretty tight, and they can be a little bit difficult to strap back up onto the magazine. But yeah, showing the location of the ODINWOLF knife. Again, you can kind of slide that, sheet that in any direction, and it will lock into place no problem. Again, dump pouch. Don't want to basically beat this horse dead, but basically it's just a dump pouch. Nothing really too hard to explain about that. Just kind of showcase me putting some of them items in the dump pouch per usual, what a dump pouch is supposed to do. And yeah, pretty cut and dry dump pouch. But then we're going to work our way over to the IFAK. Like I said, I kind of have the IFAK affixed over to kind of the slanted right backside of my battle belt, so I can actually access it a little bit cleaner than if it was dead center to my back. You have some makeshift zip tie cuffs at the front face, and then again, all of my boo-boo kit and boo-boo gear do have some chest seals in there as well, but it makes it a little bit easier to be able to reach around and grab what I need. But again, big fan of the rip away, probably going to go that route more than likely down the line. But yeah, all in all, it's a very good battle belt, huge fan, and this is my regular use belt. But yeah, very happy with it.
And I'm gonna try the roof. And I'm gonna try it again.
Alrighty, and with that said, I guess we saved the best for last. So this is the Pettech Gear Multicam battle belt. This is basically goes hand in hand with my Pettech Gear V5 plate carrier. This is supposed to be a knockoff of the Faro Concepts Bison belt, almost to a T. If you need a more detailed look of this belt, feel free to take a look at my low budget loadout for this belt specifically. But yeah, it has the STAC style magazine holders or pouches. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. We'll probably be using them for the free sealable future. Do have the magnet over to the left hand side, which is very similar to what you saw on my Ranger Green battle belt. Working my way over to the knife. The knife is what it is, just a standard knife. Was a huge fan of what I saw of it on Amazon. And all things considered, my biggest pet peeve probably would be of the knife. What you're going to see is that the orientation to slide it back into its sleeve is only of one direction. So kind of working off of the blind, you've really got to get kind of natural with the reps of being able to slide that in, because if it's not oriented into the right way, it will slide out over a period of time, which you will see it slowly start sneaking out as I move the belt around. But yeah, now going into the Condor dump pouch. Again, beating a dead horse with this. It is a dump pouch. It does hold shit. There's nothing really else to explain about it. It does have a pull tab on each side of the dump pouch to tighten the retention, and an overhead Velcro flap to stop things from popping out. Kind of the piece de la resistance for the belt is the rip away IFAK pouch. So basically, huge fan of this. We'll start using this across the board, I think, for all my battle belts. I think if you don't have rip away, then what are you really doing at the end of the day? It does allow you to be able to rip away and again use it on yourself if needed, or be able to keep it staged on your back per usual, which a lot of people tend to recommend for in the instance if you were to fall face forward and somebody had to work on you to keep you alive, or whatever the case may be. But easy to rip away, has that overhead or over the face strap to keep everything in. Just in case the Velcro doesn't do its job, you can still have that secondary strap to keep everything in and not from basically jumping out and falling on the floor. But yeah, then basically got my Glock 19X airsoft pistol. Again, no real steel yet. Am working on it. The state that I live in is very stringent with pistols. Got to go through a bunch of loopholes in order to get them. But it will be replaced with the 19X very soon. But all things considered, then working away to, again, the old reliable, the glove holder, the TOPTACPRO glove holder, which I didn't actually mention the manufacturer on the last overview. But yeah, TOPTACPRO, huge fan of their glove holders. But yeah, all things considered, just holds gloves. You can orient them down or upward. But yeah, big fan of it. All in all, if I have not stated it before, the retail price for the Pettech Multicam Battle Belt in entirety, everything is $377.90. As you can tell, I did have to slide the knife back into its orientation because, as I stated, it did slip away. But yeah, I would say quality-wise, this is by far the best belt out of the three. I just have to get more reps with it, honestly, because my general use belt still at this point is the Dotacty Ranger Green belt, which I just feel more comfortable wearing. I believe it's a little bit more sturdy, and it's just my natural go-to across the board. Alrighty, and one final look at the Fat Boy here. So basically, it's just kind of giving you a full rundown again of how the belt looks oriented on my frame, showcasing where the pistol holder is on my dominant side, right hand, glove holder there on the front side as well. Then kind of working our way over to my non-dominant side, which you're going to see, which will be basically the STAC style Kiwi magazine holsters and the magnet, as I still continue to F with the gloves. That's probably the biggest issue with the TOPTAC holder, is that the clasp is a little bit hooked upward, a little too steep, and actually makes it fairly difficult to get the gloves out, but easier to get them back on the hook. But yeah, now working our way over to the magazine holsters. Again, STAC style, big fan of them. I do like that if they do start to loosen up, you can throw them, you can warm up the plastic to kind of reaffix or to retighten the frame, so that way they actually clamp down on the magazines. But basically it's 2 pistol, 1 rifle, 5.56. Working our way back to the dump pouch. Again, not being the dead horse here, it's a dump pouch. I'll just keep it as that, as I throw some things behind there. But yeah, then working our way to, like I said, the big fan of mine, which is the Ripaway IFAK. Just it basically showcase me unclasping it and then taking it away from the belt to be able to work on it, unzip it, grab what I need. I think it's also a great application for a utility style pouch as well. So even if you wanted to kind of run like a utility and an IFAK, I just think Ripaway is the way to go. You can access it and store it back whenever you need it. And then that way you almost have a permanent yet also semi-permanent pouch that can stay there and basically be pulled away whenever you need it. But yeah, then after that, it's basically just working our way over to the replica Safariland pistol holder. Again, it's a knockoff Safariland, has the look, but is not of the price or of the caliber. But yeah, all things considered, like I said, am a huge fan of this belt. Do like the KRYDEX plastic inside the belt that keeps the retention. But yeah, all in all, it's a fantastic belt, and I can't wait to work with it some more.
Hiya, Big Stuff. Hi, Dream. What do you have?
We just got a couple minutes when we're gassing up. What's ready?
I can give you the space soup or the space special.
I'll have the...
Okay.
I'll have the cleavage. Special.
Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. Of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you think of today's video. Obviously, the tactical newbie community is growing and expanding, and I am getting better and better with these videos as I come along, growing my knowledge as I go. Keep the comments flowing, keep the information going. Don't forget that I do have a Patreon. Again, still don't have any information or anything up on the Patreon existing at this moment. But if you'd like to support the tactical newbie community, feel free to do so there. Or just, like I said, comment, subscribe, just keep the comments flowing. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next week.